welcome to this vaginal dearmoring practice. Your feedback and just desire for this information was incredible. I'm so excited to share this with you. This is a really potent practice that can help you move through any trauma, but most importantly, it connects you back to your yoni, back to your womb, back to your cervix, really to your feminine foundation of who you are. Part of that is in the simplicity of connecting the mind back to the yoni, back to the womb. By doing that, by really connecting those two regions, we're able to connect with our intuition, to move with more purpose, more just pleasure, desire in our lives. Just a little bit about me and how I came to be, I guess. My name is Taylor. I've always felt extremely connected to the earth, to the fae, to the seasons, the earth seasons, and seeing how the earth really provides for us exactly what we need through each season of the year. Living in Wisconsin, we get 4 seasons, so it's really great. I get to see just these really drastic changes between the seasons and tap into their medicine in a deep way. The womb also called me from a young child. I was obsessed with childbirth. The baby story on TLC was like my favorite thing. And I always just felt this really deep calling to serve women, to support women in connecting and healing their bodies. As a young child, I had no idea what that would look like or what it would turn into. And there was also part of me that was scared to take this step, to really get into the depths, in part by my religious upbringing, but also I hadn't experienced childbirth. My womb wasn't fully awoken. I wasn't connected there yet. Flash forward many years, I was pregnant unexpectedly, and it was a rough transition, to put it nicely. And that was when something shifted majorly. My womb was activated, it was awoken, and I knew my purpose. I knew myself in such an incredible depth that I had to share. I had to share how I got here, how you can get here, how to get other women to feel good and confident, purposeful in their bodies. After giving birth, I was extremely depressed. My weight was fluctuating. I'm not even kidding, 20 pounds within a month, like up and down. It was really hard mentally, emotionally, just to see that weight. But on top of everything else that I was just experiencing in my life at that time, it was overwhelming. I was in my darkness, in the depth of that. And I had gone to, and this is something a lot of you shared similar experiences with, I went to my doctor to be like, hey, something is not right here. I don't think I'm supposed to be gaining and losing 20 pounds up and down. Like, that doesn't feel normal. It doesn't feel healthy. And they didn't really give it any thought. They're like, what about your diet? Like, I was eating something or eating poorly so that it was changing so greatly. And, no, I follow a whole foods diet. I'm really conscious of what I consume, especially food wise. And okay, so once that was crossed off, they're like, have some birth control. And I have been on birth control in the past for short periods of time. I didn't like the way it made me feel. It made me more irritable, and just putting that into my body, it didn't feel aligned with how I wanted to live my life and how I wanted to fully be in this moment. So I started digging. I started making the connections for myself. I looked at the womb, the reproductive system. How can I support myself through each of these phases? And through that, I found the connection in these phases to the seasons and how really miraculously they align, and we can take the medicine from the earth season and pull it into our bodies. That we can support ourselves in a way that, like, holistically, every aspect of your being is supported and held and nourished. And The more I dug in, I found that connection with the moon. I found women in particular, people who menstruate, as being this embodiment of the earth energy, of the feminine, that is so needed in this world right now. So I'm really honored and so excited to share this with you. If any of this is vibing, you want to give me any feedback, or if it's resonating and you just want to talk more, send me a message. I love talking about this stuff. So the vaginal dearmoring practice, just as a disclaimer, if you have any really major trauma, if any of this doesn't feel comfortable, stop, modify it, open your eyes, just like pause, place your hands on your body, eyes open, remind yourself that you're safe in this moment. You're safe where you are right now. Because we're working with the vagina, the yoni, a lot of sexual trauma is held here. So if you have any major trauma in your life, it may come up during this practice. And I share that because this isn't meant to be like a anxiety inducing thing. It's really meant to connect you and allow you to bring more blood, bring more flow, more energy into this space. So you can use really any sort of like dildo, even just your fingers, any wand. There's really beautiful wands. I love this one. It's by Chakrubs. Hopefully I'll get you guys a discount code soon for this. This is my rose quartz wand. It has a little kind of bulbous end there. I really love this one. And so what you want to do, take your tool, your hands, whatever material you're doing, pause, take it back a step. Make sure you have a comfortable place where you can practice this, where you won't be disturbed. Lock the doors. Make sure you feel safe, really comfortable and relaxed. You'll want to do this probably lying on a bed or a couch, wherever feels comfortable for you. And I'm going to take your tool. First, just place it over the heart space, and you're just going to breathe, setting the intention for this practice, whether it be to release a past relationship, to increase your pleasure, maybe work through some numb feelings you have in that area. Whatever it is, just bringing that to mind, holding it in. Take your second hand and place it over your yoni. And just really feel the heat of your hand on that space. Feel the warmth. Just keep breathing gently. Kind of holding your hand there, bringing the awareness to that space. Keep your eyes open or closed, whatever feels good, just breathing. Relaxing the mind, connecting with the body. And then we have a couple options here. You can grab some lube if you'd like. I really encourage you to allow yourself to become wet on your own. Allow your pussy to work its magic. Allow those juices to start flowing naturally. We really shouldn't be putting anything into that space without it being fully turned on its own. So allow yourself to get there however it feels good. Or grab some lube if you just don't have the time. That's totally fine too. You're going to take your tool, your fingers, whatever it is, and whenever it feels ready, when you feel open and ready to receive this, you will insert it into your vagina. Just kind of feel around at first. So what I like to do with this tool is I'll like insert it and then just kind of like move it around and just kind of feel, bringing my awareness there, breathing deeply throughout this whole practice, feeling, and what you're feeling for is any sort of like tender spot, any painful spots, anything that's numb is a really great area to focus on. And when you find that area, that one spot, hold pressure there. Not pressure to like the painful point, but so you feel the pressure. Breathe into that pressure point, just breathing into wherever it is pressing. You're going to breathe for 30 seconds to 90 minutes until it feels good, I think is the best way to go. When you feel a release, when you feel something shift, really breathing and just being aware what's coming to mind now. What thoughts are you having? What emotions are coming up? If you have a journal, just make a note of that, or just kind of take a mental note. Breathing for that short duration in that one spot. And when you feel complete in that one spot, you can either remove the wand, remove your fingers. You can continue on to reach orgasm if that feels aligned, if that feels really good for you today. Or you can find a second spot. Maybe you feel around, or there was another maybe painful spot or numb spot that you noticed, and you feel called to connect there, to work through that. Again, you just hold it and breathe. In this practice, it's not a quick fix sort of practice. It really is one that takes time. So over time, doing this a couple times a week, you'll come back and you'll feel more. Maybe there was a spot that was really numb, and wow, you can really feel the sensation there now. You can really feel the tool, your finger. Or maybe there was a painful spot that you were able to work through, and now it's just like ultimate pleasure. Little shifts are going to happen for you as you work through this practice. If something major comes to mind or comes up, as it very well may, working with this really kind of trauma center of our bodies, feel free to send me a message. I'm a Reiki practitioner, as well as a intuitive energy channel and student of shamanism. And what I do is I work with individuals through my guides, with their guides, to provide the messages that you need at the moment to work through healing, whatever situation you may be struggling with. And maybe it's not something you're even consciously aware of, but the source always has a message for us. And if you had something come up that's really hitting heavy in your heart, feel free to message me, send me an email. I would love to support you in really healing and coming back to a place where it feels good, because life is meant to be more than just surviving. We can thrive in our womanhood, in our feminine, and allow ourselves to feel it all. Stay tuned for more. There's some really great practices I'm going to be releasing in this kind of format through videos, sharing more pleasure practices. This one was more of like, it is a pleasure practice because it feels good, but it's a healing tool to keep for kind of your toolbox. And there's more pleasure, sex magic practices coming. Any other questions or any way I can support you, be sure to drop me a message and let me know, because I would love to. Also, look out for the discount code coming for this beauty soon.